Hi everyone, and welcome back to the 7 Smushed Eggy channel. My apartment's a mess, part 1,600,000. um, I'm just getting over a sickness. I was completely knocked out with the flu last week, like the whole week. I usually don't get sick like that, but it's been a while since I've had my flu shot, so I think it's finally starting to catch up with me. So if I cough, it's not because I'm sick, it's just I have that leftover nastiness in my throat. Um, I decided it'd be a perfect idea to continue on with the CD collection video because we're in the middle of a Texas freeze. I'm pretty sure it's happening all over America, but everyone in Texas tends to freak out whenever it gets kind of cold, and our infrastructure isn't exactly built to keep up with it. So my power might go out, might not. Doesn't really feel that bad out at the moment, but who knows? Who knows? I wasn't living here when the disaster of 2020 happened, so maybe part two, but I really doubt it. Anyways, the way I'm recording the videos might be a little bit awkward because I got a new phone and it's a flip, so it's kind of hard for me to put it down on anything without it freaking out, but I will try because it's going to be hard to show the CDs if I keep holding it like this, but that's your warning. Also, if you hear faint music in the background, it's because I'm not really playing because I just beat this visual novel, but one of the achievements is that you need to play for 10 hours, and I beat the story in 8 hours, so I'm gonna let it sit and idle for 2 hours so I can get that achievement. Yes, I'm kind of annoying and I try to get every achievement. That's just kind of the person I am. So if you hear a redundant loop of music in the background, I apologize. I hope this looks okay. I'm literally propping my phone at the top of the kitty litter. So it's gonna take some time for me to get used to, so my bad. But the first album we're gonna talk about is this Björk album, Vespertine. I just got this album recently when I went to Chicago. They have a really cool record store there. It has pretty much everything. So the aesthetics are very simplistic. It kind of reminds me of the Greatest Hits album aesthetic, which I have a soft spot for since I grew up with it. I had actually never listened to this album back to back until I bought it. I only knew a couple of songs prior to listening. I think I kind of picked it up at the perfect time because it definitely has a wintry vibe to it, kind of like a hypnotic, dreamlike vibe. It's definitely not my favorite Björk album, but I'm still gonna have to give it an A. Just because the theming is really cool, the CD itself is presented really well, and the songs are good. There's not a single bad song on here. I'm just more of a fan of post and debut personally, but my favorite songs off of this one are definitely Hidden Place, It's Not Up to You, and Pagan Poetry. Those three are bangers. Yes, coincidentally, two of the songs, Pagan Poetry and Hidden Place, are the ones that I already knew prior. So I guess I had that little bias, but It's Not Up to You really impressed me, and I definitely downloaded it. So, another Björk album to add to the collection. I'm going to be moving around a lot because my cats are jumping around and flying everywhere, so they really like to knock my phone down. As you can see, there's another culprit right over here waiting to knock my phone down. Living with cats, by the way, is not simple, okay? They're devious, but I love them. They're my devious little kitties. Okay, the next new album that I got is this Fleet Foxes. I always want to say Fleetwood Foxes. The names is too similar to Fleetwood Mac, okay? Okay, I think this might be the spot. This might be the most consistent spot. But anyway, so yeah, Fleet Foxes. My wife actually picked this CD out. I'm not an avid listener of Fleet Foxes. They're not typically my style of music, but cute little CD. You can't really read it, but there's this really neat story at the back of this CD that's kind of explaining the first memory that this singer has and connection to music with memory, and I think it's really, really neat. I think everyone can relate to not being able to trust your own memories and listening to a song that you hadn't for a really long time and it kind of bringing you back to that place. So it's really touching. And this was the perfect album to kind of listen to in the wintertime because it just has that vibe. I was actually really surprised that they wrote White Winter, dude, I can't fucking pronounce it. White Winter Himmel? I said that's so wrong. But it's because in choir, we covered that song, the a cappella version, or pentatonics version. So it's kind of like, oh, I know that song. I didn't know these were the people that made that song. So very good wintry vibes. Very melancholic, but not depressing. Like, it just reminds me of those gray winter days when it's snowing really hard and you just have a hot cup of tea, and it's kind of like the vibe when you're like staring out the window. So I really liked it. I really like the album art. It's very intricate. I would have to give this an S, and the music was really good. I don't have a lot of a personal connection to this one personally. Just because, again, this is my wife's music, not mine, but very good. I liked it. It was a pleasant surprise. Speaking of Fleetwood Mac, this is why I probably get them mixed up, because these two CDs are the Fleet Foxes and Fleetwood Mac CD are right next to each other, so you know it's only inevitable that I'm gonna get a little bit confused. I don't think it's a niche opinion to say that Fleetwood Mac, especially this album, Rumours, is iconic and very, very good. Pretty much all of these songs are a banger. I love my Savage Petty Queens. Not a huge fan of the booklet. I feel like it could be a bit more interesting, but I love the way she's serving and her little twink too. I've been compared to her appearance when I'm blonde. Obviously not right now, but I have a very similar hairstyle to her and hair color naturally, so it always makes me laugh. So yeah, this is like music wise, this is an S. Super banger, super awesome. Album wise, I would say an A minus maybe. There's some aspects to it that I like, but I think they could have done a little bit more with the booklet personally. I wouldn't say like I have a huge personal connection to Fleetwood Mac. I kind of got into them when Dreams was super popular a few years ago, when that song was just playing. It was like, I just remember it was this dude skateboarding and he has like a jug of like a drink, and then Dreams is playing in the background. So that's kind of like my introduction to Fleetwood Mac. And then also Evanescence's cover of The Chain kind of got me into them as well. So I wouldn't consider myself a massive fan, but from what I've listened to with this album, I'm a big fan, and I'm probably going to listen to them more than I did before, for sure. I definitely respect the craft, and I really love Stevie Nicks and her vocals, and they're damn good songwriters. Sorry about my cats. Okay, so the next album that I got recently is Florence and the Machine's newest album. What was it called? I think it's called, Everybody Scream. So Florence is a mommy. I look at her, bro. Mother, goddess. I've been kind of getting back into her again. I had a huge phase with her. Looks like a demon here, like iconic. I had a huge fixation with her music in about like 2018, 2018 through 2020, I think. It had some bad memories associated with it, but now that there's some new music, it's kind of giving me the freedom to enjoy her again. Her new sound especially. Classic Man Spread. If you wanted a little poster of Florence Welch manspreading, there you go. It comes with it. Excuse me. Yeah, this is a very, very good album. It's very consistent with Florence's work. I would say this one's a little bit more mystical, a little bit more whimsical than other Florence albums. But I kind of like it. It has like this dark fairy witch vibe that I'm kind of here for. It's kind of like, I don't like, if you know who Florence is, you know who Florence is. You know, you're here to stay at this point. I had a lot of fun listening to this one. I would say my favorite songs are You Can Have It All. That's like my number one favorite one. I also like Kraken and Witch Dance. So she's one of those people where she's clearly very feministic, very strong, very intimidating, but she's not cringe in her delivery. Haley Williams, please take notes. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to talk about that album. If you guys have album of the year, I left my thoughts on that. I refuse to purchase it. Sorry, not sorry. I think there's subtle and beautiful and powerful ways to do it, and Florence definitely succeeded. This is going to get an S. Awesome aesthetics to the album. Awesome music. I was overall very pleased. And I'm really happy that I can get into her again. So, next we have this No Doubt CD. This is kind of like the most iconic one, so I'm really glad that I was able to see it in the wild, because this is my favorite No Doubt CD. I love the colors. Like, this is an awesome orange. Super vibrant. Gwen Stefani is a queen. I don't know if everyone will agree with me about this, but I think the songs on this one are the strongest. Like, 100%. I really like the booklet. It's really nice. It's very long. I think the back side especially, I really, really like. It just reminds me of like old family photos that you'd see in a scrapbook with, I don't know, just the quality of it and everything. So presentation wise alone, it's going to get an S. Song wise, it's going to get an S. I mean, bro, Don't Speak. Don't Speak alone is just like enough. Spiderwebs, Just a Girl. There's just so many bangers on this one. So, yeah. It's awesome. Road trip vibes. I wish I had more to say. I mean, this is what I was looking for when I was looking for No Doubt. I love my other CD with her little pink hair. But this is when it was peak. Okay, so the next one, I've been slowly getting my Nirvana CDs back into my collection. I used to have all of them, but they were part of the collection that got lost. I'm still mad because I had this really nice In Utero CD. I think it was like a deluxe version or something, but I just like gave it to someone that I don't even like him, and I just gave it away. I don't know what I was cooking with that, but I need to get In Utero back sometime because that's my favorite Nirvana album. But I just have Nevermind, you know. I kind of just saw it and I'm like, yeah, might as well. I mean, it's iconic and I used to own it before. What is there really to say about Nirvana that hasn't been said a million times? I mean, it's we love Kurt Cobain in this house. His music's really good. There's just not really much I can really say other than that. I mean, it's redundant. Everyone likes Nirvana, including myself. And I really like the theming around this album, especially the CD. I have a lot of good memories with this CD. So, when did I get into Nirvana? I would say, I kind of got into them pretty late. I got into them when I was 14. Just because I was kind of trying to expand my music taste, because in middle school and high school, I would really only listen to Seether, Flyleaf, and Evanescence. Like, those were the 3 things that I would listen to only. So Nirvana was me kind of just trying to branch out, I guess, a little bit more and become more educated musically in the classic stuff. So it honestly took me a while to really like the music, because when you kind of just get into it for the first time, you're like, whoa, bro is just like screaming, and he's like, sounds like he smokes a pack a day, you know? So I wasn't really used to music like that. So it definitely took me a while, but it really grew on me. And then researching about Kurt Cobain as a person, like, he really inspired me, just like he inspires everyone. Like, he was just such a good person. So now I can say, like, full-heartedly, like, I love Nirvana. I wish I got into them sooner, because you could find merch for Nirvana, like, literally everywhere. It was kind of like the, oh, you're such a poser type of music. You know what I mean? They had the little, like, shirts at Hot Topic, even at, like, H&M and stuff, which I had all of them. I had, like, this shirt from H&M. It was, like, really long. It was kind of like a tank top, a really long tank top. It was gray, and it had holes, like, all over it. Like, that was the style, like, to buy clothes that already had holes in it. And it said, like, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not, or something. Like, something. And I wore that, like, all the time as a teenager. And my mom would get so mad because she's like, oh my god, like, the holes in it. I'm like, girl, you're the one who bought it for me. What do you mean? So I have pretty fond memories of Nirvana. So the next 2 albums, I'm not really going to be able to give a ranking. Oh, for Nirvana, by the way, S+, obviously. So I have these 2 Rancid CDs. And the reason why I cannot give a full rating is because, for one, it's missing the booklet in both of these. Only the CD, only the backside. That's all we have to go for. Style-wise, I'm really liking it, though. Has a super punk vibe to it. And it kind of like a mixtape as well. I kind of like when they put all the songs just, like, blatantly on the CD like that. It just aesthetically pleasing. And then the second reason why I can't give full rankings for these is because I actually have not listened to these at all. So I'm not really familiar with Rancid whatsoever. Why do I own these? These are actually my dad's. So we kind of just took them because I don't want them to get lost, you know, since he's not around anymore. So I just want to hold on to as much stuff as I can that belong to him, and I definitely need to check these out. But I do own them, so to be determined once I actually get around to listening to these. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the 3 CDs that I have left for this session. I still have more, guys. I'm sorry. You guys will see them sometime. So I have Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse. I don't own Breaking Dawn at the moment. If anybody knows me on a personal level, you know that I love Twilight. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm not one of those people who thinks Twilight is bad. And I will defend it till the day I die. Little Edward and Bella poster that I do want to hang up, but it's part of the booklet, so I can't do that. Yeah, I think Twilight's really good. Maybe I'll make a video about that sometime. Not here. Right now we're talking about the CDs. So let's just kind of go through a flash round. So Twilight. I think this one is the best soundtrack in the whole series. Like, every single song is a banger. Banger after banger after banger after banger. Say what you will about the movies if you're not a fan of them. Obviously the books are better. But the soundtrack is a banger. Like, every time I see the comments, it's always like, I don't really like Twilight, but damn, these songs are good. And yes, they are. S+. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It has Linkin Park. It has Paramore. It has Muse. Like, Stephanie Meyer, or Meyer, whatever, she ate. Even Edward Cullen himself has some songs on this bitch. Yes. New Moon. If you're ever bed rotting, if you're in a depressive stage in your life, bro, the New Moon CD is there for you. Oh, dude, I used to listen to Possibility and just think for long periods of time and, like, cry. Comes with a New Moon poster. Bruh, 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 bruh. What am I? Team Edward, by the way. Absolutely Team Edward. So I would say New Moon's really good as well, soundtrack-wise. You just kind of have to be in the mood for it. Are you in a depressive episode? Yes. Are you kind of upbeat? Then you're probably not going to want to listen to this album. And that's okay, bro. This is like perfect mood, you know? And there are some upbeat songs on this that are really, really bangers. Like Meet Me on the Equinox is really good. I really like Friends by Band of Skulls. So, I mean, they're not all downers, but 90% of it is. So this one's also getting an S+, one of my favorite albums of all time. As a depression girly, you know I stay relating to Bella Swan in her New Moon era. Next, I have Eclipse. My cat almost knocked my phone down. Oh my god, he's a giant. So Eclipse is when I start not really liking the music as much and the series. I think Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, especially like part 2 of Breaking Dawn, is when it kind of becomes a flop. I mean, I have problems. I mean, Renesmee and Jake, we'll save it for some time, okay? When I can make like a comprehensive Twilight video essay. Because I really want to. Because I'm really tired of people just shitting on it. Or being like, it's so bad, but I like it. Like, come on, guys. There's really good aspects of it. Let's stop lying. So, Eclipse. There's some bangers. I think I mostly bought this one because for whatever reason, every time you try to go on like iTunes or any streaming network, all the Eclipse songs are copyrighted. So you can't even listen to them. So I was mostly like buying the CD so that I could actually listen to the songs. But was not really missing that much. There are some bangers. I love With You in My Head. I love the Metric song, All Yours, the Muse song. So, and Florence and the Machine. You know I love Miss Florence Welch. But I don't know. I think the songs on the Eclipse soundtrack overall are a lot more forgettable, a lot less iconic than New Moon and Twilight. So this one's gonna have to get like a B, to be honest. I will get Breaking Dawn, because I do like the soundtrack for both parts 1 and part 2. But I'm not like in any rush because it's also not my favorite soundtrack. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Thanks for watching. Bye, little smushed eggies.